My father was always disappointed that I didn't go into medicine. But I think we have a cancer in our society. And while I wasn't blessed with the kind of brilliance that my brother has, I always say this when I get the lovely introduction of the kind that I got today. I always say, you forgot the most important thing my mother would have told you, and that's my brother's a doctor. I mean, he got into Howard Medical School from high school. He was in 12th grade when he got into medical school. So you can imagine what it was like being his younger brother. I'm still in gestalt about it. But our center supports the institutions and processes of a pluralistic democracy. That's the legacy that Judge Higginbotham left for me. He said, all we're asking for is an even playing field. And black folks and white folks and all those who have suffered from prejudice, if we're given that opportunity, we'll go far in this country. And my only regret is that he didn't live long enough to see the first African-American president lead this great nation of ours. But again, as a nonpartisan center, what I can say, and as someone, by the way, who disagrees on personally on a lot of issues with regard to his opponent, Senator John McCain, who actually voted against the hate crime bill that I labored for 22 years to pass with so many wonderful people, I can honestly say, what a testament to our democracy, that two people coming from unique and different perspectives are both people who uniquely and inherently love their country, ran for the presidency. Being the son of a POW, I know the special appreciation that having that freedom taken away from you represents, at least through my father. And having a mentor like Leon Higginbotham has taught me a lot about the institutions and processes of a democracy and the aspirations of all people of goodwill. We also combat bigotry. We oppose extrajudicial violence. And this is something that gets me in trouble, since I was just at a rally on Saturday. Let me just show you some pictures from that. In my home area in Riverside, California. So these are some pictures. And the funny thing, that gentleman over there, he thought I was a Nazi. So, because I go with a camera and a notepad, so those are some of the scenes that I came from this past weekend. So no matter how badly I do, I can guarantee that with food being served and wonderful colleagues here, that I will get a better reception anyway. I'd like to talk about several things today, but before I do, I just wanted to go over just a few things about coming to Maryland, the wonderful diversity that Maryland has. Maryland, again, is at the crossroads of so many things. There is wonderful research going on in this state, and it is the per capita leader in income in the United States now. But we also have poverty and homelessness here as well. We've also had some terrible violence against homeless people in the state. And Maryland, again, on the cutting edge, became the first state in the United States this month. As I said, what a marvelous time to be here, so thank you not only for the invitation, but for the timing of the invitation, to add homelessness to the hate crime statute here. It was passed on May 7th and it became law on the 1st of this month. But if you can, just take a little look of the diversity of the state. And this, of course, leaves out religious diversity, sexual orientation diversity. But I think it is important to speak in a unified voice that these prejudices, whether we're talking about the horrible scourge of Islamophobia, which has become mainstream, it has become mainstream. Geert Wilders spoke at 2 universities last week, arguably Europe's worst Islamophobe, and there's heavy competition for that. He speaks at Temple University, he speaks at Columbia, and what he says is we should not protect freedom of religion as it applies to Islam, because it's not a real religion. We should shut down mosques and Muslim schools, make Muslim people sign assimilation, binding assimilation contracts and ban Muslim immigration. And he's given a forum at universities. So when I get an invitation to come to a place of this stature, with the history of research that it has, and the wonderful people that you have here on this panel, I take it very seriously. Because all too often, we have people who don't demonstrate great intellectual or moral rigor, and they're not challenged by it. I'd like to know why someone like Abdel Malik Ali can get invited to schools up and down California, and he says that and I can play it for you, but we don't really have the time. You can look it up in my Huffington Post blog. Who said the Matthew Shepard Hate Crime Act is a plot by Jews to stop debate on the Holocaust and to muzzle critics of Jews and Israel. He says it, and to applause at UCI. I could show you the video. And he's not challenged. And the chancellor of UCI will not condemn it. We have professors who say that African Americans are genetically inferior. The same thing I hear at Klan rallies, except for the bow tie. And yet, under the guise of freedom of speech, silence from the chancellors of many of these universities. Freedom of speech and democracy is hard work. We have an obligation to allow even hateful speakers to speak. However, that doesn't mean we have to give them an effective distribution network for it. Now, if somebody wants to invite them, I guess that's fine. But we can also counter them with both intellectual and moral rigor. And we must demand it. When we have animal liberation activists who see nothing wrong with firebombing laboratories, the left should speak out as well. Maryland also, mercifully, does not have that many hate groups relative to some of the states that are around it, at least per capita. But we do have a bunch, and this is from my friends at the Southern Poverty Law Center. But the fact of the matter is that the overwhelming majority of hate crimes are not committed by hardcore bigots or members of organized hate groups. And what worries me today, well, certainly we monitor these hate groups to be sure. What is worrying me is the mainstreaming of hate coming from so many different directions in so many different communities. And I can speak to any group and say, we must clean up our own house first. What do I mean? That includes the Jewish American community. I told you not going to like everything I'm going to say, but they already ordered the food. The Muslim American community, Christian Americans, able-bodied Americans, straight, gay, Latino, and others. One thing I have found is there's a democratization of hate because, as we have seen recently, and we are fighting today by this panel, is that sometimes the most rancorous, without the moral and intellectual rigor, gets the microphone. Well, today I am so glad to share it with those who stand against that. But we must challenge it. When we have someone who's an attorney, who I will ask to have disbarred, who challenges the birthplace of our president by putting in false affidavits that she knows or should know are false, and clogging up our court system for illegitimate purposes. It's not enough that we have a fellow who's articulate and has expressed a vision, was president of Harvard Law Review. They can't attack him on that. So what they attack him for are tactical falsehoods. We can disagree about the cost of health care. We can disagree about various policies relating to gun control. We don't get involved with the abortion debate, immigration, all that. We look at the tactical falsehoods. And I think one of the things that threatens people the most about this president, and we're nonpartisan, I'm the son of a POW.